They tried to steal my home 3 months after my wife died. But they picked the wrong old ma. My name's Arthur. I'm 72 years old, and for most of my life I've lived quietly. I'm not the kind of man who makes trouble. I served in the Navy, worked as an engineer, raised 2 sons, and married the love of my life, Janet. We spent 43 years together. She passed last spring. We lived in a gated community just outside of Charleston, South Carolina. Whispering Oaks. Beautiful homes, winding roads, Spanish moss trees. It was the kind of place where people drank white wine on the porch and waved to neighbors they didn't like. We paid for peace. But peace has a price. And when Janet died, the HOA came knocking. Started small. A letter in the mail, condolences for your loss, followed by a notice that my rose bushes violated community guidelines. My wife planted those bushes 15 years ago. I ignored the notice. 2 weeks later, I got fined $150. Then another letter came. They said the hedges in the front lawn were non-uniform. My wife trimmed them herself, just the way she liked. Again, I ignored it, until I received the letter that stopped my heart cold. Due to persistent non-compliance, the HOA is exercising its rights under Section 9.4 of the covenant. A lien will be placed on your property pending resolution. A lien on the home we built together, paid off in full, just months after I buried my wife. That was when I realized this wasn't about bushes. It was about control. I called the HOA board. No one answered. Emailed. No response. Then one evening, I saw the HOA president, Marlene Lancaster, standing outside my home. She was walking a little white dog and pretending to inspect something near my driveway. I walked out to speak with her. Marlene, I said calmly. What's going on here? She turned, sunglasses still on despite the sun going down. She smiled. Oh, Arthur, it's nothing personal. We're just trying to maintain standards. You understand, don't you? Whispering Oaks must protect its brand. Its brand? I looked at the house behind me. My wife's garden. Her wind chime still hanging on the porch. Her favorite rocking chair, now empty. And in that moment I knew they didn't see me as a person. They saw an opportunity. An old man, recently widowed with no legal fight left in him. Someone they could bully off prime real estate. They wanted to force a sale, flip the house, make their brand more profitable. But they underestimated something. I may be old, but I remember everything. 3 days later, I pulled out our estate binder. Janet was meticulous. She kept records of everything. HOA documents, property deeds, photographs, letters, even recordings of HOA meetings from the last 12 years. And tucked inside was a document I'd forgotten about. A copy of a 2008 amendment to the HOA charter, co-signed by Janet and 5 other homeowners, that limited the board's lien authority against surviving spouses. It was buried in a pile of scanned PDFs, never digitized into the new system. I smiled. Then I got to work. First, I contacted my attorney, Michael Gray. He used to be a federal prosecutor, now semi-retired and just as grumpy as me. He reviewed the document, then leaned back in his chair and said, Arthur, if you play this right, you won't just get the lien removed. You'll own them. We filed a formal cease and desist letter. Then we filed for arbitration, citing wrongful lien, emotional distress, and covenant violation. The HOA ignored the letters, so we took it further. Michael filed a petition in Charleston County Court and submitted all 18 violations issued to me over 3 months. Every single one had inconsistencies, errors, and in some cases, forged signatures. Marlene had been creating fake violations to build a paper trail. It wasn't just harassment. It was fraud. Then came the court date. I wore my navy dress coat. My sons sat behind me. Marlene showed up in pearls, arms crossed, her lawyer whispering fast. The judge looked over the 2008 amendment, raised an eyebrow and said, "This document alone invalidates their claim." Then we showed the video footage. Yes, my security system had been recording HOA visits for months. We showed them walking onto my property, clipping leaves, taking photos from inside my backyard. The courtroom was silent. Then came the ruling. HOA lien removed. HOA fined $28,000 in damages. Marlene personally removed as president for misconduct. But that wasn't the end. Because Marlene made a fatal mistake. She left a voicemail for a board member, threatening to make life hell for the old guy on Oak Lane. We subpoenaed it. And within 6 weeks, the HOA board faced a full audit, 3 resignations, and a class action lawsuit from 14 other homeowners who had been bullied. As for me, I stayed, and I replanted Janet's rose bushes, and I had a small bronze plaque installed at the edge of the garden. It reads, "In memory of Janet. She believed in peace, but never backed down from a fight. Whispering Oaks is quieter now, more respectful. I sit on the new board. No more liens, no more harassment. And when neighbors walk by, they don't wave out of politeness. They stop, say hello, and ask how the roses are doing." If you found this story powerful, share it with someone who's ever battled an unfair HOA or fought to protect what mattered most. Subscribe for more true stories about justice, legacy, and standing up when it matters most. Leave a comment below. Have you ever faced an HOA that crossed the line? We want to hear your story.